Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is there any way to deallocate memory in Java? Let me answer this question with theoretical and practical demonstration. First, we'll start with the theoretical explanation. That is there any way to deallocate memory in Java? The answer is yes, guys. If you talk about automatically delocating the memory, then the answer is yes. In Java, memory management is primarily handled by a mechanism known as garbage collector mechanism, GC. People will call it as GC in short form, garbage collector. So this garbage collector will automatically deallocate the memory that is no longer in use. Okay, once the memory is utilized and it's now of no use, it's not being used by any other thing in the program, then garbage collector has its own mechanism of detecting such kind of memory that is no longer in use and automatically deallocating that. Okay, automatically deallocating the memory that is already assigned earlier. Okay, if it is no longer in use, the deallocation will happen, okay, by the garbage collector. So now automatically it is there, but manually or explicitly, can you deallocate some memory? The answer is no, guys. Java does not provide explicit methods to deallocate memory like in lower level languages like C or C++, right? In low level languages like C, C++, you have some kind of way where you can deallocate the memory by yourself. Okay, there are some commands, there are some kind of kill commands, like kind of commands are there in the lower level languages like C, C++, which are going to kill the memory and deallocate the memory if it is, if you wanted to do. But in Java, that kind of mechanism is not there. So garbage collector will do it automatically on its own pace. Okay, whenever you want to do, you cannot do it. Okay, so once the memory is no longer in use, right? Garbage collector has its own algorithm or mechanism where it will detect such kind of memory which is no longer in use after a period of time, okay, according to its algorithm, and finally will clean the memory, will deallocate the memory, okay, will deallocate the memory so that that memory can be used for other objects, other items in the programming, during the programming. If you keep on, if you don't focus on deallocating the memory, you have to bring fresh memory. That will cost you a lot. Rather, unused memory, or the memory that is no longer in use, has to be deallocated. For that, Java has a automatic inbuilt mechanism which deallocates the memory, that is called as garbage collector mechanism. But explicitly or manually you cannot do that, guys. Explicitly if you do, that will not happen, okay, as you think. So there is no explicit method or something which will simply, whenever you instruct, right, it will go and deallocate the memory for something. That kind of stuff is not there. When compared to the lower level languages, so we have such kind of mechanism, but in this Java kind of language, we don't have explicit methods or some kind of other way to deallocate the memory. So, however, even though we cannot deallocate the memory explicitly and we have to leave the job to garbage collector, let's say, guys, this is how something, okay, let me tell you what is automatic deallocation and what is explicit method. For example, guys, let's say at your home you have you are very busy and you have to go to office and you are not getting time. What you will do, guys, you will arrange a maid, okay, so that the maid will come at a particular period of time on your particular day and will clean your house and do all the remaining tasks and go away, right? Now, maid will not be there at your house 24 by 7, right? Maid will not be there at your house 24 by 7 every day at a particular period of time, whatever the you have discussed with that maid, right? Okay. So the maid will come at that particular period of time to come to your house and then clean your house, do all the work and go away. Okay. But now, in lower level languages like C, C++, apart, we have some kind of explicit methods to deallocate the memory. For example, in this maid example, let's say you are the owner of the house, okay, and you don't want to wait for the because some guests are coming to your house and maid will take a lot of time. Till tomorrow morning, maid will not come to your house. Then what you will do, guys? Will you wait for the maid to come tomorrow and clean, or because the guests are coming in next 1 or 2 hours and your house is not clean and tidy? So you got an information that the guests are coming to your house. What you will do? You yourself will go and explicitly clean your house. You will not wait for the maid, right? In Java, that's what is the problem. Immediately, if you want, You cannot do it. Explicitly, there is no such method in Java, okay, to go and deallocate the memory whenever you want. Okay, that kind of thing. If you are the owner of the house, if you want to clean yourself, you cannot do that, guys. Okay, though you are writing your own code, but you don't have the methods or explicit methods to deallocate the memory in case of Java programming. You can compare with the example I gave with the maid. Okay, so here garbage collector is like a maid, guys. Okay, which will has its own way of approaching your house, cleaning the house, and going away like a maid. Okay, so it will not. If you call the maid, if the maid is not available, the maid will not come to your house and clean your house, right? So similarly, garbage collector also may take some time based on its availability because it has a lot of things to clean before coming to you. Whatever that you want to clean, immediately you want it to happen means it may not happen. According to the algorithm only, the garbage collector mechanism will work in Java. Okay, automatic deallocation will done and its own pace it will be done. You cannot explicitly call a method and get it done immediately. That is not possible. Okay. However, even though immediate kind of resolutions are not there in case of deallocating the memory and explicit methods are not there for deallocating the memory, instead we have to simply depend on automatic deallocation garbage. Apart from that, some best practices are there, guys. Okay, when you write the code, there are some best practices that you can follow. Okay, that can help the garbage collector do its job even more efficiently. Okay, garbage collector can identify such kind of items to deallocate the memory faster if you follow this kind of best practices while writing the Java code. Okay, first one is nulling the references, nullifying the references. Set references to null when you are done with them. This makes the object eligible for garbage collector collection sooner. Okay, we are not making the garbage collector and immediately deallocate the memory for us. Rather, we are making the path easy for the garbage collector to identify this kind of memory allocated for the object to be deallocated very fast by assigning that object to null. Okay, once you create an object and just assign it to null, and garbage collector can easily come and identify that, and it will make the garbage collector mechanism faster to go and deallocate the memory. That's what we can do, guys. Okay, so let me expand this project and create a new class. I'll just create a new class, guys. I'll just name this class as class C. Let's say class C. I'll say sorry, class C. With main method, I'll create. Click on finish. So let's say I'll show you one program about the best practice that we are going to follow in Java programs. This generally we don't do, but if you follow, it is a good thing. Okay, string str is equal to Arun Moturi. Okay, like that I gave my name here, and after that I would like to print this name system.out.println. System.out.println. Otherwise, I'll write something instead of string. Right, I'll write string buffer or something. String buffer sb is equal to new string buffer, and here I'll give my name. Object will be created and some name will be allocated. Now, once this is done, I would like to print the string. Okay, my task for creating this object is to print the string. If I run this code, you see what will happen in the output. My name Arun Motri will be printed. Right, in the output, my name Arun Motri will be printed with this program. Once the task is done, there is no need of this particular object to be open. So what I will do is one mechanism is that SB is equal to null. We have to say SB is equal to null, guys. Okay. Once you say SB is equal to null, now this SB is not earlier. This SB object reference was assigned to referring to the memory location where this string buffer. Okay. This SB is referring to the memory location where this particular object for the string buffer class is created. Now SB is not referring to anyone. That means this particular object is not referred by any object reference, but that means that particular object memory is no longer in use. So by using this mechanism, garbage collector can easily identify this nulling references that you have made it null. Once the task is done, right, you made it null, and such kind of objects allocated memory allocated to that objects will be easily recognized by garbage collector in a faster way and will be able to deallocate the memory in a faster way. Okay, if you don't nullify, it will take even more time, but if you nullify, it will take faster time. Okay, that's what the best practices we can follow, guys, but not beyond that. Okay, minimize object scope. Declare variables in the narrow possible scope. This limits the lifetime of the object and helps the garbage collector reclaim memory faster. Okay, so here inside the main method is there, right? So inside the main method we created that. So what if I create something like this, if block some block is there. Let's so if there is a possibility that if block is there, if int a is equal to 5, a is greater than 2, then like this. Okay, the scope of this object difference is still where, till this block only. The scope of this object is at the end of this block, whether if you don't make it null also, if you don't make this particular thing null, at the end of this e block, garbage collector will identify that the scope of this string buffer object is up to this ending of the block only. So it will take a decision that this particular object should be deallocated to the memory once the if block is completed. Okay, this is another best practice, guys, or good practice that we can follow, that will help to make the garbage collector, or to help the garbage collector in doing the job even more efficiently. Okay. Then nulling references minimize object scope. Then manually invoke garbage collector with caution. So this is not recommended, guys. Okay, this is not recommended, though there are ways to manually invoke the garbage collector, but this will do more harm than than what the automatically deallocation of the memory does by the garbage collector. If you leave it to it, it will go according to this algorithm, and when the time comes, it will deallocate the memory in a faster way. But if you take that chances by yourself and you want to explicitly call the garbage collector, okay, forcibly you are calling your maid to come, okay, even though the maid has to come tomorrow morning, but you are forcing your maid to come right now. There is a possibility that the maid may get angry and may leave the job, right? May leave the job, and because of which the cleaning process will get delayed a bit. Okay, these are only suggestions to the JVM, and there is no guarantee that garbage collector will occur immediately. Even though you call it also, it will make the things hectic for the garbage collector and will not actually promise that the cleaning mechanism will be done immediately. It may take even more time than expected, or you can even say runtime.get runtime.gc also. Both are same, guys, but this is not recommended. This is not a best practice. With caution we have to use, but I don't recommend using that. These are fine, but this one is like not a best practice. It's better not to. It's better to depend on automatical deallocation of the memory rather than manually. Okay, calling this GC methods and all, and deallocating the memory. That anyhow, it's not promising that it will guaranteely deallocate the memory allocation. Okay, so we have to leave it to the garbage collector mechanism of Java, automatic garbage collector mechanism of Java, for that to happen. Then we have try with resources and closing objects to avoid memory leak. It ensures that each resource is closed at the end of the statement. Even though try with resource ensures that resources are closed, the memory acquired by the object themselves still needs to be reclaimed by the garbage collector. Okay, so what will happen with try with resources is that when you close the object, or for example, here if I say something like this, okay, file input, if I write some code like this, file input stream FIS is equal to new file input stream. If I create an object like this, input stream, okay, Control Shift O, file input stream will be imported from java.io package, and here we have xyz.txt file. So here I'll say new file of, where is the file directly available under the project, right? Directly available under the project. So I'll simply give xyz.txt file, and import this file from java.io package. Okay, Control Shift O again, java.io package. Ignore this. You see, there is a possibility of an exception if the file is not found. Ignore that exception for a while. But here, guys, once you are done with the task, for example, if you say here system.out.println fis.read, let's say some read method you are using here, fis.read, let's assume. Okay, after the task is done with this, ignore the exception again. For this demonstration, in real time you have to use the try catch blocks, but here I'm ignoring the exception to make the example sound easy for you. Okay, so here there is a warning message coming here asking you to resource leak will happen if you don't close this FIS. Okay, it's a good practice to close this. Okay, it's a good practice to close this, guys. Okay, it's a good practice to close this object reference once the task is done. Okay, so that when you close such kind of stuff, it will make the job easy for the garbage collector to reclaim the deallocated memory. Okay, to reclaim the deallocated memory. The garbage collector will eventually clean up the memory used by these objects when they are no longer reachable. Okay, so even though that closing of that resources are closed, the memory occupied by the object themselves still needs to be reclaimed. Okay, the memory will be deallocated, but it need to be reclaimed by garbage collector has to register that this particular memory is free so that it can allocate it for the next task. Okay, but that reclaiming will not happen, but memory leak will stop. But garbage collector, it will help the garbage collector in identifying the memory that is already that is no longer in use basically. Okay, and also try with resources also will do the same thing, guys. Try with resources also will do the same thing. For example, here I am ignoring the exception, right? What I will do here is, instead of ignoring the exception, I'll write try surround with try catch block. All this code I'll write here. All this code I have to write here. They have to close this object. No more required. That object need not be closed, guys. And here, what is the exception we are getting? IO exception. Here, change it to IO exception. That will be enough. It will be parent exception. IO exception. That's it. You see, the code is written like this. So here, instead of using try, I'll simply use try with resources. We say generally. This one we say as in circular brackets we have to write. And here, file input stream. Here we have to write file input stream. FIS is equal to new file input stream. We have to write here. So what happens in this case is, just give me a second. Just copy this and paste it here. And after that, just remove this line. That will be enough. So what happens in this case is, you don't have to go and explicitly say FIS dot close. You don't have to say, guys. What will happen here is, okay, even though you're not saying this is try with resources, guys. Okay, once the try catch block is executed, right, automatically this FIS object that need to be closed to avoid the memory leak will automatically be closed. That is the advantage of the. You don't have to even write a finally block. Okay, generally people write finally block. This is the simplest version where try with resources if you use this particular object reference object will be object reference allocated to this object reference object will be closed. That connection will be closed. Okay, the connection will be closed and memory memory leak will not happen, and garbage collector mechanism of Java will automatically detect this kind of particular unused memory, no longer used memory, in a faster way, and will deallocate restart that, reclaim the memory from it. Okay, so this is what is try with resources. Instead of manually closing this particular object reference, we can simply use try with resources. Automatically it will, in case of try catch block, it will be automatically closed. Okay, and reclaiming of the memory by the garbage collector will be done in a faster way. Okay, because of this best practice. These are all the different nullifying the resources, minimizing the object scope, try with resource and closing objects to avoid memory leak. All these are the best practices or good practices, you can say. And here there are a lot of other things, lot of other best practices that you can use to help the garbage collector to do its job more effectively. That is, use weak references, profiling and monitoring, etc. Okay. So there are many other techniques, guys, like other best practices like use weak references, profiling and monitoring, and many other things are there. It's a very big topic, but the important ones I already covered as an answer for this question in this session. With practical demonstration I covered so that you can understand the answer for this question. But the answer for this question is very simple, guys, but I gave a very big explanation. It's up to you, because there may be some situations where in the interview, they may not ask you only this question. After this question is answered, right, they will go to the next level question. So this kind of things I have to cover sometimes in existing questions. I cannot give the straightforward answer for the question always. Okay, maybe if you are very confident with this deallocation of the memory in Java, right, with this knowledge, right, you can answer this question in a better way. That's the intention, basically. Is there any way to deallocate the memory in Java? The answer is yes, but only in automatically deallocation of the memory using garbage collector is possible in Java. Explicit is not possible. Even though it feels like explicitly you are doing using these best practices, that is not going to happen. Garbage collector has to take time and go and reclaim the memory which is no longer in use. Okay, then only it will be done. So whether you try it manually or forcibly, it may not happen. Deallocation may not happen immediately. So the answer is yes if you say it is automatic, if it is yes. Okay. So the answer is no if you are asking me about explicit way of deallocating the memory. Okay. If you say explicit way of deallocating the memory, the answer is no. If you say automatic or implicit automatic way of deallocating the memory using garbage collector mechanism, the answer is yes. Is there any way to deallocate memory in Java? Yes and no are the answer. You have to answer in proper way. So hope guys you got the answer for this question with the theoretical and practical demonstration in this session. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye. Hello all. Welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, write a Java program for removing white spaces from a string text? Let me answer this question with practical demonstration. There are multiple ways in Java program we can remove the white spaces from the given string text. So let me explain all the different ways of removing the white spaces from the given string text. First, we'll start with the replace all method. For that, I'll switch to Eclipse IDE and here create a new class. I'll just name this class as class D. Okay, class D with main method. Some random name with main method I'm creating. Here, I'm going to collect the string text from the user. Okay, so for that, I'll just use a scanner. Scanner is equal to new scanner. Like this, I'll create an object for the scanner predefined class in Java. Control Shift O, and here I have to write system.in inside this constructor. Once you write the system.in inside the constructor, now using the scanner object reference, you can call this next line method. Okay, this will collect the string text as an input from the user. Okay, that I'm going to store here. String str is equal to. Okay, now here I'll ask the user to enter that string text. Enter your favorite sentence. Okay, enter your favorite sentence. Okay, like that I'll write some text to be displayed for the user when I'm running the code. Okay, during the runtime, to help the user in inputting this particular text, this particular helping text will be displayed in the output console. Fine. So after this I would like to close this scanner object as part of the best practice. Otherwise memory leak will happen. You will get a warning message here. Fine. Then whatever the text I have received from the user, okay, while running this code, whatever the text the user has entered, that will be stored into the str. From that str, I would like to, okay, so I would like to remove the spaces. Before removing the spaces, I would like to print it out, okay, whatever the input text the user has entered, right, that as it is, I will print it out. After that, I'll use this replace all method, okay. So I'll use this replace all method, str dot replace all. Here regular expression you can give, guys, okay. Here in replace all you can give the regular expression. So just give the regular expression like this, double backward slash s. That means spaces. Replace them with empty text. Empty text means spaces will be removed. Simple words is spaces will be removed, guys. So hold the mouse on this and you see it is returning you the string str2, I'll say, after removing the final one. Okay, so I'll just print it out. After removing the spaces, all the spaces from the string text, given entered string text, this is the resultant string where all the spaces have been removed. Like this, by using the replace all method, we can provide the regular expression here, double backward slash s. This means spaces. Spaces will be whatever the spaces that are there in the given text will be replaced with the empty string text. Okay, that means spaces will be removed. Okay, after that I'm printing the resultant string text where spaces got removed. Okay, before removing the spaces, this is the string text, and after removing the spaces using replace all method, this is the final string text. Okay, so now let's run this code and see what is happening. It will ask you to enter the favorite sentence. Okay, you can give any sentence, guys. Okay, I'll just give my name is Arun Motori as sample. Okay, you can give any famous sentence that you remember and just press enter here. The moment you press enter here, you see before the string text spaces from the string text got removed. Okay, this string text is looking something like this. After the spaces got removed by the replace all method, you see space got removed here. After name also some space was there that got replaced by the empty string text. Okay, spaces got removed. Okay, like this using the regular expression in the replace all method, we can do that. Or is there any other way? I'll copy paste this line and here I'll just comment this line, and instead of giving this regular expression, what if I give this a space here and run this? Will it work or not? Is it compulsory to give double backward slash s, or my name is Arun Motori. Press enter, you see still the spaces got removed, guys. Either by giving this regular expression or the space as a regular expression by replacing that space with the empty string text. You see, we were able to remove the spaces from the entered string text. Apart from that, there are many other ways, guys. Okay, either you can give this double backward slashes, which means spaces. It will detect the spaces and remove the spaces with the empty string text. Here, spaces will be removed with empty string text. And there are a few other ways, guys. We can also use replace method. So I'll just comment out this one, copy this one, and simply write down replace. I'll say replace space with empty string text. Now run this code, right click, run as the application. The replace method also will do the same thing. My name is Arun Motori. Press enter. You see, still the spaces got removed either by using the replace all method or by using the replace method. We can do the same. Okay. So similarly, we can use split method or 2-char array. Otherwise, let's go with the 2-char array. So to remove the spaces, right, I'll just convert this str into the 2-char array. Okay, it will convert this given string text into the character array. The resultant string resultant return type will be character array. Char array car is equal to char array car is equal to for each and every character, or while this so for each and every character, guys. Okay, for each and every character means this okay. But here I have to write char c colon char. Okay, like this I have to write for each loop. So for each and every character I'm checking, I'm iterating this loop and checking what is happening. So what I'm going to do here is for each and every character, I'm going to check if character dot okay is some white space kind of stuff will be there. Is white space. If this particular character in this iteration of the for loop is a white space, okay. If it is not a white space, okay, if it is not a white space, then what we can do? We can allow that. Otherwise, so here you see character dot is white space. If it is not a white space, then it's a normal character, right? For example, if I'm entering my name is Arun Motori, and here all this is a space. Whenever space comes, we will not go into the if condition. Okay, if it's not a white space, we'll go there. So what I will do here is I'll just write some code like this: string buffer str2 is equal to new string buffer. I'll say string buffer str2 is equal to new string buffer, and here I'll say str2 dot. Okay, I'll simply say initially str2 is not assigned with anything. See here, I'll say str2 dot append of C. This character. I'm appending that character if it's not a white space. So finally, I'll just print out this str2 and see whether this particular logic is helping us in removing the spaces from the given string test. My name is Arun space Motori. Press enter. You see the spaces got removed using this logic also. Like this, you can convert to the char array, and for each and every character, you iterate this and check whether if that particular character is a white space, then don't append. If it is not a white space, then append. That means indirectly the white spaces will be removed from the string test. All this variety of answers you can give in the interview, guys. Okay, these are the multiple ways. Okay, we have multiple ways of removing the space from the given string text. Okay. Now the next thing is we can also use the split method. So what I will do is str dot split whatever the string text that is entered by the user with spaces, right? I'm going to split that with spaces. Wherever spaces come, I'm going to split that. It will return you the string array. String array SAR is equal to string array. Okay. Now here, wherever the spaces are there, it will split. Now finally, for each and every string, okay, for string S colon SAR, for each and every string that is splitted here, okay, I'm going to use this particular stuff like string joiner. Okay, there's something like string joiner. There are multiple ways. String joiner sj is equal to new string joiner. Okay, Control Shift O over the mouse. Here char sequence I have to provide. So yeah, or else you can also go with other way, but here string joiner sj is equal to new string joiner how to create the object for this, add arguments. Let's see. String is there, okay, string joiner. So then I'll simply write down sj dot add of yes, okay, sj dot add of yes, and here sj I have to print it out, okay. I'll just, let's see whether I'm getting a proper output or not, otherwise I'll just modify this code. My name is Arun. Sorry. Here you see my is there, my name is multiple times it came. That means here it should not be there, guys, but it's there. So how to overcome this problem? Char sequence, it's asking me to enter, maybe I'll just give an empty text. That will be good. So after that, for each and every splitted string text from the SAR, I'm going to add the words, okay, whatever the spaces, between the spaces, whatever the text that got splitted, right? Let's see, this time it may work. My name is Arun Motori. You see, now it's working fine. Here you have to give the empty string text, okay, so that it will add that splitted words, okay, in the enter string text. All the spaces will be, okay, used as splitting purpose, and remaining text, whatever there it is, right, it will be joined together, okay. Without the spaces, they will be joined together. Simple. Is another way. And there's one more way. You can either use this one. You can either use this one, or you can use string builder. String builder SB is equal to, multiple ways are there, guys, okay. You can experiment out them. So string builder. Now here it's very simple compared to this one, earlier one. SB dot append of yes, okay, that's it. Now print this SB here, and you will see that whatever the text you will enter with spaces, right, the spaces will be removed. And you see, without spaces, the entire text got printed again, okay. So these are the multiple ways that we can write or use in Java programming, okay, to remove the spaces. There's no single way, multiple ways. The general one is replace all. People generally use replace all for removing the spaces from the string text. But for your idea, there are multiple ways that you can write the program in the interviews to impress the interviewer whenever this kind of question comes, okay. So these are the multiple ways. Either you can use replace all method, or to-char array, or replace, split. Multiple ways are there, guys. Multiple ways are there for removing the spaces, white spaces from the given string text by writing a Java code in the Java program. Okay. With practical demonstration, I've answered this particular question with multiple ways or multiple solutions. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hello all. Welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what is object class in Java? Let me answer this question with practical demonstration. Out of all the classes in Java, object class is the root or parent class. No matter what class you will take, object class will be the parent class of the classes, okay, of all the classes in Java, either directly or indirectly. It may be an immediate parent, or it can be a grandparent of any of the classes that you take in Java, okay. So object class is the root or parent class of all the classes that are there in Java. Every class in Java is directly or indirectly derived from the object class. That means every class in Java is directly or indirectly a child or grandchild class of the object class in Java. So how to prove that object class is the root class or parent class of all the classes in Java? For that, I have to take you to the documentation of Java. So go to any version, no worries. Just go to any version. Let's take a latest LTS version, Java JDK 21 API documentation. Like Google search like this, guys. Once you get the search results, click on the link and you'll be taken to the API documentation page. If not, just click on this API documentation, you will be taken to, okay. So somehow you have to be taken to the API documentation page of Java JDK, whatever the version that you have searched there. Now here, search for any class, any predefined class in Java or something. For example, string predefined class, if I search for the string predefined class, you see this is string predefined class. And see that here, who is the parent of the string predefined class? Object class. Okay, object class is the parent of the string predefined class. Here, parent or root class of all the classes in Java is the object class. For string class also, object class is the parent class. If I take file input stream, some random classes I am taking. In the java.io package, we have file input stream. You see, for file input stream, immediate parent is input stream, but the actual grandparent is object class. Okay, object class is the grandparent. Either it will be the immediate parent or the grandparent of all the classes that are there in Java. No matter what, you take any class in Java. Okay, let's take scanner class. Whatever the classes I remember in Java, I'll just take you to the particular documentation pages of the such classes and show you that scanner class. Scanner class is a child class of the object class. So object is the root class or parent class of all the classes in Java. What else classes we are left out with? I'll take arrays class. Arrays also is a child class of the object class. Object is a parent root class of all the classes. Okay, in Java. Okay, parent or grandparent root class of all the classes in Java. So I'll take you to the exception class, or I'll take you to this what is that number. I'll take you to the array index or arithmetic exception otherwise. Okay, I'll take you to the arithmetic exception class. Arithmetic exception class. Let's go to the arithmetic exception class and observe that arithmetic exception class is the grandchild class of the object classes. You see, object is a grandparent, throwable, then exception. You see, in how many layers are there in hierarchy? So arithmetic exception is the grandchild of this one of grandchild of object class. Okay, object class is the grandparent of this arithmetic exception. Object class is also the grandparent of runtime exception also, but for throwable object is the parent class. Okay, so after all this demonstration, you would have already understood that object class. What is object class? Is a root or parent or grandparent class of all the classes in Java, either directly or indirectly. If it is a immediate child class, is directly. If it is a grandchild class, is indirectly the root class or grandparent or parent class of all the classes that are there in Java. No matter what classes you take in Java, all the classes are the child classes of the object class, either directly or indirectly, means either in the way of grandchild or children. Okay, they are derived from the object class, which is a root class of all the classes in Java. Because object class is the root or parent of all the classes in Java, all the predefined methods of this object class are inherited by their child or grandchild classes. I'm going to demonstrate this for you. I'm going to demonstrate how all the predefined methods of the root class, which is object class, are inherited automatically by the child or grandchild classes. Every class in the Java is a grandchild class or child class of the object class. So all the predefined methods of the object class are automatically inherited by the children or grandchildren. So to show that, I'll just take you to the same documentation of Java. Just search for Java JDK 21 API documentation. In the search results, you should get the documentation. Click on this. If you're not directly taken, just click on this API documentation. Most of the cases, it will be directly taken. If not taken, click on the link, you'll be taken. And here, what I am telling, I'm searching for object class. Okay, go to the object class. This is the object class. Yeah, you see, it's the root class. Okay, it's the root class of all the classes. It's the super class of all the classes, or it's a base class of all the classes, or grandparent class of all the classes in Java, including everything, guys, including everything. It has some predefined methods like this. These are few predefined methods of this object predefined class, which is the root class of all the classes in Java. Clone, equals, finalize, get class, hash code, notify all, toString, wait, all these predefined methods. When you create an object for the object class, if I create a new class here, just for sample, for practical demonstration, if I create a new class here, I'll just name this class as class E. With main method I'll create. If I try to create an object for the object class, which is the root class of all the class in Java, for example, I'm trying to create an object for object class, which is a root class. Object is equal to new object. Like this, if I create an object for the root class in Java, okay, you see, this object is from java.language package, and using the object reference, we can access all these methods. These are all the predefined methods of the object class: equals, get class, hash code, whatever I have shown in the documentation, right, are coming here. You see, object wait, toString, notify, hash code, get, all these methods are coming. For example, if I create one of the object for one of the class, like a new string of, for example, if I say Arun Kothari here, okay, if I create an object for any class in Java, it may be string class, it can be string buffer class, it can be file input stream, it can be any class. If I create an object and using the object reference, if I try to create access some methods, right, along with the this particular string class predefined methods, you will also get some methods inherited from the object class, guys. Okay, you will get some methods from the, you see, yeah, some wait methods will be there, right? Yeah, wait methods are coming. You see, wait methods are from the object class. Wait methods are from the object class. Okay, like that. That what is the thing, guys. Okay, what else I can do here? So I'll do one thing. I'll try to create an object for the class E. Okay, class E, CE is equal to new. This is a user-defined class. Even these user-defined classes are also the child classes of the object class. Okay, all the classes in Java and along with the user-defined class are also the child classes of the object class in Java. If I use this object reference CE dot, you see all the predefined methods of this object class, inherited predefined methods of the object class will be, you see, clone, okay, get class, toString, wait, okay, all these methods are coming, you see, finalize, hash code, notify, all these predefined methods of the object class are inherited by any classes in Java, including the predefined classes, user-defined classes, also the child class of the object class in Java. Okay, so how to prove that this object is a parent class? I can do one thing like this. For example, here if I say new string of, okay, I'll write something like Arun. Again, I'll write Arun instead of my last name. I'll write Arun. Okay, and here that here I'll say str2 is equal to what is a, here I have to declare this with string class generally. What if I create object class here? If I declare that with object class, will there be any problem? No, no problem. You see, the issue is resolved, guys. Okay, you see, because objects of the child class can be assigned to the variables of the parent class in Java. Objects of the child class can be assigned to the variables of the parent class or interface. So there is no need to worry. Okay, all the classes, we can create objects and assign them to the variables of the parent classes or interfaces. Okay, so for example, if you create an object for the integer class, new integer, okay, it's deprecated, so I cannot use that. Earlier it used to be there, integer class used to be there, now it's got deprecated. Any class you take, since it is deprecated, I don't want to demonstrate that. Okay, any class you take, okay, new exception, if I say new exception, let's say new exception, I take this new exception class, and here is exc exception I'll write here, and I can declare this with exception class again. I can declare this with it's a predefined class in Java, guys. Exception is a predefined class, or I can replace it with object class also, because object class is a parent class of all the classes in Java. Hence, the objects of the child classes or grandchild classes of the subject class, okay, for which you can create objects and assign them to the variable of the object class, okay, which is a parent, a grandparent of all the classes in Java. So hope guys, with a practical demonstration, you got the answer for this question. What is object class in Java? Object class is a root class or parent class of all the classes in Java, either directly or indirectly. All the classes in Java are inheriting or deriving the object class. Okay, so all the methods of the object class will be automatically inherited by all the predefined and user-defined classes in Java, which are either the grandchild or child classes of the object class in Java, which is the root class of all the classes in Java. Okay. So with practical demonstration, I've answered this question for you. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye.